at this point, this car's like, it's the fastest car I've ever driven. Mr. Kino, this is actually a K24, not a K20 like you've got in Id's car.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then just run us through the specs. Obviously, I'm taking it forged pistons, forged rods.
Yeah, forged pistons, forged rods, Super Tech valve springs, 94 pound springs, a little bit stronger than the 80. It's just so I can rev it a little bit harder.
And
yeah, EP3 open conversion, EP3 cams as well. Straight drop in with a 50-degree intake cam gear. Got a built EP3 gearbox with an Accord 6 gear, slightly longer.
What could you theoretically get out of this car, like top speed wise? Obviously, it's big horsepower.
Probably 190, I would have thought, basically. But obviously, I'll probably never take this car to 190 at the moment, basically. It's got varied horsepower, basically.
Max is like
30 psi boost, about 640. I'll probably only turn it up once or twice, but the car's undrivable like that, sort of on the road anyway.
Yeah.
I've never really been to, I'm not really a drag person, but I think on a drag strip, it probably could do decent times with decent tyres and stuff like that. It's 902 kg with me in it, basically, and I probably had about half tank of fuel as well.
Very cool thing with the hatches as well. I mean, these actually go for crazy money now, but you've got the split folding rear tailgate.
Yeah,
basically a Range Rover, just waiting for the hunt. This is not a bodge job. This is sick, dude.
GTX 3582R with a 0.84 back housing. We tried the 76, but we found the 76 full too quickly. I'm a Volkswagen guy by heart, but I'm converted with the K series. Like, what engine you can jump in and get 500 horsepower out of it without trying.
Pipework's all lovely on this as well, and I was going to say, front mounted intercooler's nice and chunky. It's actually quite sort of a small body, but it's got a very thick core.
A lot of the parts that were originally on it when I first built it aren't on there anymore, so it's a lot of parts that's on there where it's literally borrowed from mates. Shout out to mates like Lester, he knows who he is, and obviously Idnan as well. Idnan literally took half his car apart to help me put it back together.
Fair play, man.
It's not the original RBC intake. Again, my mate Leston gave me his RBC just to get me back on the road.
Which is the intake manifold.
Yeah, which is just the intake manifold there, basically.
And who makes the manifold, exhaust manifolds?
You know what, funny enough, it's a China special.
Okay.
And it's, to be fair,
AliExpress?
Yep.
Ah, Alibaba.
Exactly, yeah. She's been reliable, she hasn't cracked. It's been on there a year and a half, never been off.
No issues.
And we've supplied a few people with them, and
yeah, they work. I mean, they work. Stock K24 head with cams in it. Still open deck.
Yeah.
It's not CSS'd or sleeved.
And is the K24 a little bit heavier than the K20?
Nah, I think the weight's negligible. I think it's
tiny.
Probably like a couple of kilos, if that. I would have thought.
a massive amount of torque.
Yeah, it's a torque increase.
You'll see mine revs upwards. He's gonna, you know.
His is a bit more instantaneous.
It spools a lot faster than that.
On the cooling side, we touched on the intercooler. Who makes the radiator?
It's an M2 Motorsport EP3 rad. All I've done essentially is we've moved the outlet for the hoses over, so for a lot of clearance work.
Okay, so you can basically, obviously here there's not a lot of room.
It normally hits these position sensors,
TPS,
so that's not the issue.
And I've gone with AN16 hoses simply because I've seen over time what happens is the hose start to shrink and then they pull off.
Yeah.
So I literally just AN and it'll never shrink. So
catch can setup and this looks really nice as well. Again, you've got some nice chunky sort of breather hoses.
You know, at high boost we were getting a little bit of blue smoke, and secured that with the catch can. I just think it's getting blow by.
I think it just wasn't breathing quite
Yeah,
enough.
exactly, because we were trying to breathe through the single hole.
It obviously never intended to have a turbocharger, really.
You would rather have standard compression, but your original intention with this was to run even more crazy power levels?
We went to 9.2 to 1 compression pistons because generally the compression's high enough so the car doesn't feel lazy, but low enough so I can run a lot of boost, if that makes sense. 30 psi, I'm still running like 15 degrees of ignition timing, which is alright. I'm not getting any knock, so it's alright.
Where does boost kick in?
To be honest, about 3.5. It revs to 8.4 basically, which is probably a little bit higher than it probably should be revving. Jess, I hope you're not watching the video.
All over here is Jesse. So Jesse, if you're watching, I've promoted you so much now. I'm guaranteed a free map. What do you think? What about the engine mounts, Kino?
Honestly, the engine mounts, again, stock eBay special. There's a lot of things that we run eBay wise because they work. We tried and tested.
We got them free with the car as well. So
Oh yeah, we got them free with the car as well.
Happy
So
days.
it's one of them.
It's got a S2000 clutch master cylinder, aftermarket fuel rail, and then injector size.
It's just Bosch 1000s. I've got a Hellcat 525 in-tank fuel pump.
Adjustable fuel pressure regulator. What's these sensors coming out here?
It's a fuel pressure sensor. It goes directly to the ECU.
I can see you've actually got 2 rad caps, but this one's actually sort of non-functional.
Yeah, not really. I mean, for the radiator up, it's better because if you try and just fill it through that cap, it's really a bitch to bleed. Excuse my French. Sorry. Yeah. So that's the best way.
You haven't got an intake on the turbo. You've just got a bit of sort of mesh. The turbo blanket. You've done sort of various bits of like gold tape just to reflect the heat and stuff, and down there as well.
Yeah.
How many years have you owned the car?
2.5 years.
Quite a long time.
Yeah.
And you've got to think as well, guys, because you know the car and you're used to it, maybe it's not such a spectacle to you, but to a lot of the guys watching and people like myself, you know, we think it's more of like a work of art. So, you know, it's a very impressive build, and like we said, you've done a lot of the work yourself, or all the work yourself. So, long term, you said you'd probably give it a paint. I think it looks quite cool with the black front.
Yeah, I mean,
What actually happened?
small accident. The ball joint failed. Ripman literally felt like someone ripped the steering away from me. I had the front end, put it on there, and just to spray it black because no one could find the right color code for the car.
match it.
Yeah, so and it was a weird Nardo grey. So we said just spray it black and see how it looks, and spray it black. Everyone seems to like it black.
I think it's cool, man. Personally,
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. It gives the car a bit of character and
that's it,
stuff. I
that's
think
it.
it looks really cool. These are HSDs.
Usual what all the Honda guys do with EGs and EKs, put traction bar on them. It's polybush front end.
Wheels are Pro Dynamics 1.2, like I've
Yep.
got on the Escort.
Yeah.
See, it's got a rear disc, because these would have originally come with drums.
Yeah, these originally come with drums. It's a rear disc conversion.
What about up front? What brakes are you running on the front?
See up front, funny enough, it's from an EP3. It's 300mm. The discs are re-drilled to fit a 4x100, and it's EP3 calipers. I've rode 2500 pads as well.
So the same as
Yeah, pretty
same as
much,
mine.
yeah.
Cool. On the back, tyre-wise, you've got a Nankang AR1 in 205, 45, 16.
Yeah.
And the front, you're actually running a Dunlop.
Dureza,
Dureza?
yeah, 225, 45, 16. With the Durezas, it does grip in third, like top of second, third, it does grip really well. I think that's what we're currently trying to work on, just trying to get the car straight.
Incredible as well, because this originally came with 60,
Around 60, 62 horsepower.
and it's
something
now
like that.
640, so you're 10 times the original power. I mean, that's just
I know some guys on the
mark in
internet's going to
itself.
quote me that figure's probably wrong, 60 horsepower.
Well,
I'm pretty
it's
sure.
there, it's there or thereabouts.
Thereabouts,
Either way,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Bodywork wise, it's not actually. It looks like a Nardo grey, but you were saying Nardo's actually a little bit lighter.
It's a little bit lighter, yeah. Funny enough, the guy that we bought it from, he did give me a paint can. It's in my unit somewhere. I can't find what. I don't know where it is. Really hard colour to try to match, because originally we were supposed to try paint the front end, but no one can match the paint, so I didn't bother.
And it's still an Audi colour.
Yeah, I think it's an Audi colour. Yeah.
If you guys know in the audience what colour this happens to be, please let us know, because we'd love to try and obviously get it matched and do a little bit of paint work.
Yep.
That's 640 horsepower.
Yeah, that's it. I haven't.
Oh, you got a flock dash.
Yeah, well.
Oh, posh.
You got a deep dish sort of like
Yeah, which
Swady
again
steering wheel.
donated from.
Hello.
Yeah,
This guy's a legend.
yeah, donated
Nice
from
of him.
Inland.
Haltech
IC7 dash as
digital
well.
dash
yeah,
as well.
Yeah. Shifter setup is straight from a CRV.
Oh, cool.
It's straight. Shifter cables from a CRV. Everything from a CRV.
Bolt straight in and off you
Bolt
go.
straight in.
Happy days.
And I kind of prefer them because it gives a little bit of give. What I find with a lot of the catering shifters and all the shifters, it's quite the gears are they're quite close. Like third and fifth is quite close. So I've seen a lot of times where people miss shift because of that. It just gives me a little bit more room.
Bucket seats here, which are petrol heads. Never heard of the brand, but they look pretty cool. Dad also donated the seats, the cage, and the harnesses. But Monkey sticker on the back, 10 horsepower confirmed. I'm obviously wearing my beautiful Monkey London hoodie today. Make sure you check out the website and do a buy. They are more expensive than regular jumpers, but if you're paying 40 quid for a jumper, they're made in a sweatshop and they're absolutely shit. That's a basic rundown on the car, guys. I'm going to let Kino drive first. I mean, to be honest with you, that car's ridiculous. I've never produced, I think I've run out of dopamine for today because I feel like shattered after going out in that car. But yeah, I'll take it for a little spin once we get out of the country lane. And yeah, send it. Mate, I can just tell you now this is going to be super quick. And obviously with Id's car, it's very grippy, but it gives you more of a sensation of speed. Yeah, it feels so quick, man. Even just doing a little acceleration there, it feels very taut. I can kind of feel it.
It's not bad, but again, I mean, driving normally it's fine, straight. It's just obviously my power is still on.
Yeah, it wants to move about a little bit. Oh man, I'm excited for this car. This is mad. 640 horsepower in a Civic. My life. Mate, this is super quick.
That's what I mean with it. You feel that torque.
It does, but I mean, we got Kino DSG over here doing them rapid gear changes. Wow, we were. You can tell that you're very used to the car because you kind of know how to drive it straight off the bat. You guys know how to build Hondas, man. What clutch are you running in this?
It's Action Clutch Stage 4 actually. It's not twin blade.
Okay. The drive shafts stock. What sort of power levels can they run? Obviously a lot of variables and stuff. But
well, yeah. I mean, some have broke at 250, some have lasted 700. So there's no real way of knowing really. It's just one of those.
Depends how much stress they've been through.
And if they break, they break. It's just one of those.
Hey, man.
5 minutes later.
Monkey go! Got no power steering this as well, so it's like my Civic, it's going to be quite hard to probably steer when you're just moving around slowly, but it's much nicer to sort of feel it's a lot more direct steering and stuff when you're on a track. This is so fast! horsepower C63, which was nuts. This is just on a whole new level. The fact you're in a tiny little shell, and yeah, it is crazy, man. Oh, she's a little bit hot. At this point, this car's like, it's the fastest car I've ever driven. The first, second and third, it's a total wheel spin machine, but when it actually hooks in fourth and fifth, it's, I've never actually felt, I'm actually flabbergasted. I've never felt G-force like it. The only thing I could maybe think is maybe there's a little bit too much weight up front and then not enough at the back. It does want to move a bit. I mean, I've been in a lot of cars that do feel like that. The Astra was a little bit like that as well, but it was a lot of a heavier car. But what you could maybe try is just chucking some weight in the back. Even just put a concrete sack in it and just see how it drives. Maybe it will change the characteristics. It's not that the car itself, the build is dangerous, it's the fact that it's got so much power, it's in such a lightweight frame, the power to weight ratio is just phenomenal. You know, he's pushing it by, this is how light this car is, he's literally pushing it forwards. Yeah, we had the coolant temp got a little bit hot, we think the fan's broken, but Kino is actually considering doing a four-wheel drive conversion, because I think there is a limit for front-wheel drives, and this is pushing it.
Yeah, really pushing it, I think.
Yeah. Let us know in the comment section if you guys are obviously into your Hondas and you're running big power, any of you American guys as well. You know, feel free to chuck some comments down and share some advice with us. We're all learning as we go.
We're always learning. I'm not never going to be ignorant to say I know everything, because I definitely don't.
Yeah, and all home built, man.
Yeah, that's it, literally. Me, mates, Haltech as well, to be fair. They give me great deals on parts.
It's mapped so well, and the great thing about this Haltech, we didn't realise that the fan wasn't working, but the light came on and it started, that's why it was hesitating earlier on.
Exactly,
it was stopping me from driving
Exactly, to save the engine, that's what it does, that's what it does.
And to be fair, I probably would have blown it up, because as much as I was trying to concentrate, when you're
wouldn't let you out, it would pull so much time out of being lit mode. Lit mode.
It's taken my breath away. It really has. Awesome car, man, and the engine's so well built this, and that K24 just gives you that extra 400 cc's, just gives you that extra pep, doesn't it? It really does, man. We are losing a bit of light now, so we're going to cruise back. Massive thanks to Kino. I mean, it shows you how incredible you really can make these cars. I'm going to chuck Kino's Instagram down here. Please make sure you give him a follow. He's got a really cool page. You can kind of follow the progress with the Civic and all the help he's kind of doing with the MR2 as well. Like I say, please check out my Patreon. Even if you sign up for the lower tier, please sign up for the highest tier, obviously. But yeah, please sign up for the lowest tier minimum. It's £2 a month, guys. It really helps. It's a bit of a shame, really, because I've been close before to closing the channel, because at the end of the day, I've got a life. I've got to make a living doing this, and I really am making bad money. But yeah, hopefully without too much violin playing, we can keep it going with the patrons. As I always say, make sure you give the video a like. Put any comments down below. We'll do our best to get back to you, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, guys.